Hello and good morning or good afternoon, depends what time you're watching. My last video you should have seen. I was making a salted caramel, coffee-based frappuccino, and my brother he really wanted one, so he wanted me to make one with, instead of coffee, hot chocolate. So I'm going to be making that. I'm going to be making a caramel hot chocolate frappe. So let's see how this turns out. First, you gotta boil the water for the hot chocolate, and with the salted caramel frappe, you needed 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of coffee. 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of coffee, a teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of caramel. So I'm going to be doing that exact same thing, except for 1 cup of coffee is now 1 cup of hot chocolate. We gotta wait for this to boil. Probably won't take long. And so what you need is a water heater or just very warm water, hot chocolate mix, or you can make your own mix kind of. All you have to do is just have a cup of hot chocolate, an actual cup, not a mug. A blender, some caramel sauce or topping. I have the topping stuff because I like it more because it's thicker and more tasty. But caramel sauce that you put over ice cream, that's good too if that's what you have. You need milk and having a frother is really nice because you have that frothy milk at the top that always tastes good. But if you don't have a frother, just use a fork or a whisk and just go like this with the whisk and just make it until it's creamy kind of. So our hot chocolate is ready. So we are gonna measure out 1 cup of it. It's very hot, so just be careful. 1 cup of this really hot water, and we are gonna put it into the blender. And then you're gonna take your hot chocolate mix, and in here we have a cup, a little cup thing that we use for measuring hot chocolate. And I would say maybe 5 tablespoons is what I would go for, but I like eyeballing it because then you can have as much or as little as you want. So then once you are done putting out your chocolate, then you dump it right there into the blender. And you don't even have to mix it up because the blender will mix it up for you. Then you would pour your 1 cup of milk right in there. And then with your caramel topping, you're all adding this all at once. So you're adding the caramel, salt, hot chocolate, and milk all at the same time. So you would scoop your 1 tablespoon out. The topping stuff, like I said before, it's very thick, so getting it out takes a while. It's dripping very, very, very slowly. And there's my cat coming up to check you guys out. And finally, it's kind of in there now. Dump her in there. Up. And plop. So it should be a little full, and I'm just using like a normal blender, like an oyster blender. It's just like one of the traditional blenders. So I added 1 tablespoon of this already, and so you need 2 tablespoons. So I usually use my fingers to get it out because it like shapes, because like when you push your fingers against it, it like gets it all out, whereas a spoon, it only gets like some of it out. And so I'm just pouring it in there. And this makes like 1 serving. So if you wanted like 2 or 3, you would have to double or triple the servings. So now that I have everything put in there, except for the salt. I forgot the salt. So the salt is really your choice. It's only a 4th tablespoon. So then you add a 4th teaspoon, not tablespoon, of salt. So you gotta pour it in there. Oops, I spilled a little. Just clean up after yourself, and no one will be mad at you. My fingers get sticky from this. And then you have to add 2 cups of ice. So I just put my 1 cup right under the ice dispenser. And I just get it kind of close to 1 cup. And you pour it in here. And if you don't want it to be a very icy drink, then just add like a 4th cup more milk or more hot chocolate, because the ice kind of makes up some of the drink. Okay, so that's my 2nd cup. Just dump it right in there. Put the top on. Make sure it's all locked and loaded, ready to go. Turn it on. Oh, yeah, I don't have it plugged in. So, you kind of want to leave the ice a little bit like chunky, because it makes it taste a little bit better. And so I put that on the smoothie kind of setting, because I did put it on the milkshake one, but it made it too thin because milkshakes are like super thin. So then just press start. And so I just let it go for a little bit, because you still want the ice to be chunky when you pull it out. And I preferably like to put my drinks in mason jars, because they just look cuter, I think. So yeah, I have 2 because these are smaller ones. If you wanted to make 1 big one, then it would be 1 serving. So just shake it up in there. Pour it on over. And then over here, you just pour in the rest. So yeah, it's kind of lucky how that worked out, where it just like is almost totally even with both of the milks. And so what the frother is for is I usually use a 1/2 cup of milk for each one, and don't do the full because it's a lot. And so you pour a little bit of milk, and then you go into the frother, and you have it froth it, which makes it like really like very, very thick. And so you pour it on top of your glasses, and it makes like the foamy layer. I'm gonna do that off camera because it takes like a little while, and it's just a bunch of sitting there waiting. So I hope you liked making this drink, or if you didn't like it, then comment or put it in the poll. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching. Please go and subscribe. And peace.